Did Fortnite just murder Steam? Are you ready to give a Viking funeral to your favorite PC gaming service, or do you still swear fealty to your PC gaming king? Can Gaben even floss? We'll answer all those questions and figure out if PC gaming can survive in this post-Fortnite future on this competitive bowl of dude soup.
When I drank it, I went down the wrong
Yeah,
pipe.
I really
you
wasn't
slurped that
expecting
hard.
that intro.
Oh, it was funny.
I really wasn't prepared for that.
Oh shit, I
It's like,
didn't.
oh, Fortnite murdered Steam.
Yeah,
Shit.
it did.
All right.
That's clickbait, baby.
That is
Boom.
clickbait. You're right.
People hate the millennials.
It's
especially.
clickbait, but it came through your mouth.
It did.
So it's mouth bait,
Gross.
auditory bait. I mean, what's clickbait for blind people? Sorry, go ahead.
Touch bait. Ew.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
FBI's got me again. I'm your host, Lawrence. I'm joined by Adam, PC gamer extraordinaire Kovic,
That's right. I only use Origin.
and Alana, trackball enthusiast Pierce.
I love a trackball.
It's the superior interface device.
Yeah, they're still making them.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, that light's loud. Just that one.
Huh.
There's like something in the bearing, so it just goes. It's like a.
It's a light?
Yeah, it's one of the pylon lights.
So years ago, NASA started this thing. You ever see the movie Contact? It doesn't matter. They were trying to project sounds out into space so that aliens, if they're listening to us, would hear sound waves millions
Yes.
of years later. That's what that pylon does. NASA put it in here just so aliens could maybe one day find us.
That's cool. That means they'll come here.
Or just keep driving on by.
Probably. Yeah, I would.
They take a look and go, they don't
But
have
you
it.
know what? Now I can say I've seen Jupiter ascending.
you know what aliens are.
So maybe
I heard about that. Oh my
farm.
God.
It's great.
Do the stuff you have to do.
Yeah,
And
this
we can
podcast is
talk
brought to you
about
by
it.
two sponsors, Quip and Tipsy Elves. You can get your first Quip and a refill pack for free at getquip.com/dude for $25. And you can get 20% off everything at Tipsy Elves by going to tipsyelves.com and using our code DUDESOUP at checkout. So somebody in chat was mentioning actually Tumblr. We're pouring one out for Tumblr, losing all their titties, but
Heard about it.
I was going to mention that. I actually found a pretty great thing for Bruce to read, but Bruce is busy writing Arizona Circle.
All of
along
it.
with James and Elise. They are crunching hard, so we're a three-man podcast.
I wrote last night.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which can we talk about what we're writing?
Sure. I mean, I'm there's no huge spoilers there. I won't give it away. On a previous podcast, we came up with a funny bit, and I'm writing that one. That one's doing okay. Then we had two more ideas. One of them I'm okay with. I'm writing it with Chris, and the other one I'm writing with James. So one of them feels really weak right now. The other one's a little bit better. It's really dark, as is my sense of humor. So
Nice.
How many pages are the scripts?
I'm trying to keep it like 3 to 4. They said aim for 5, but I'm like, it's going to get cut down anyway.
That's true.
It always gets cut down in the edit. So I'm also a really lazy writer. So there's a part where like we have a montage, and then James like, well, this is how you write montage. You do this, and I went, here's a list of things that we will do in the episode. Chris, you make it look good in script form. So
I respect that.
I needed to play Titanfall. So
You needed to play Titanfall too.
I'm playing through
Needed
Titanfall
to.
2 single
You
player
haven't
again.
done that?
I have. I'm doing it again.
Oh, good for you.
I haven't.
What?
Yeah, and I know it's really good, but I just never got around to it.
I can't point fingers. I still haven't there's so many good things I haven't played, so
That's fine.
I still
Yeah.
go and play Bejeweled
You're fine.
every night.
In Tetris.
Yes, Tetris. I gotta climb up those leaderboards. I don't know how to score attack though. I don't know how you get points. I think you just got to do T-spins out the ass. Anyway,
Still haven't played it.
talking about today. Steam is dead. Ding dong. Which I'm gonna put it out there. I've been increasingly annoyed by Steam as the years go by. So I'm gonna state my tone up front. I've been waiting for this day.
Okay.
I still don't mind Steam. It made buying games a lot easier a decade ago.
Yeah.
And since then, I think it's just become weirdly bloated and complacent and annoying. Why does it have to patch every week?
I was gonna say, does a week go by where Steam doesn't need a patch? And what do any of those bug fixes excite you?
No.
Do you guys have any bugs? I have this weird Steam issue right now where Steam just won't open.
Oh yeah, no. That's the other thing. I want to say 80% of the time when I launch Steam, it hangs. So I have to go into Task Manager, kill it, and launch it
Yeah,
again.
me too.
Oh, wow.
That's exactly what I'm having to do.
Thanks, Steam.
Yeah.
They changed their fucking friends list around. Whoop dee doo.
I mean, the biggest problem that I always had with Steam is not resolved by all of these companies now opening their own launches. Because my biggest problem with Steam is that you don't own the games you're buying, you're just licensing them.
Yeah.
And that sucks. They had this actual huge lawsuit in Australia for their real bad refund policies. They had to pay a $2.8 million fine because legally in Australia, anything you sell, you have to offer a refund on. And that doesn't apply to Steam. And they're like, well, we don't really want to do that. And they kind of fixed it. And it's just like, they're just not very consumer friendly, but everyone kind of thinks they are. They're also not that dev friendly. It's really hard for indies to get their games out there because they don't curate very well. And they take that 30% revenue, I think, off of every single sale. Like there are a lot of issues. It's just all everyone has and has had for a long time.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess we can get into that later. But yeah.
The allure of Half-Life sort of built that castle, and we've all been living in it for a while. So yeah, just to run down the bullet points of the story here. Today, Tuesday, Epic Games announced the Epic Games Store, which bizarrely is actually a really good name for like a brand. But developers will receive 88% of revenue. There are no tiers or thresholds. Epic takes 12%. And if you're using Unreal Engine, Epic will cover the 5% engine royalty for sales on the Epic Games Store out of Epic's 12%.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah. Unlike Valve, which takes a baseline of 30%. Recently, they announced, Valve did, and I think they were trying to leapfrog this announcement a little bit. They announced a scaling revenue model. So here's the announcement. Starting from October 1st, 2018, i.e. revenues prior to that date are not included. When a game makes over 10 million on Steam, the revenue share for that application will adjust to 75-25 on earnings beyond 10 million. At 50 million, the revenue share will adjust to 80-20 on earnings beyond 50 million. Revenue includes game packages, DLC, in-game sales, and community marketplace game fees. Our hope is that this change will reward the positive network effects generated by developers of big games, further aligning their interests with Steam and the community. At the time, a lot of indie developers sounded up and said, this doesn't help us at all.
Because it doesn't.
Yeah.
But the indies in the business sense of this don't actually matter because they're not worried about indies going and starting their own store. I mean,
they can't. Yeah.
What else are they going to do?
Get buried by a bunch of Russian anime visual novels, apparently.
Pay what you want on the website and hope for the best. That's about it.
Oh, you're talking Humble Bundle now, which is
which is also becoming its own subscription service.
Weirdly owned by IGN.
Really?
Is it owned
Yeah.
by?
Oh, I forgot that they got acquired. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, interestingly, Boudreaux asks an interesting question in chat. Do you think that means Valve will start making games again to regain popularity?
No.
I mean, yeah, so that hits on an interesting point. I think if you work in reverse, Valve announced a scaling revenue model because I think they looked at the next 2 years and realized they didn't have anything to pull people to Steam anymore. There's the Artifact is certainly not that product.
No.
Rumored Half-Life VR, which we did a Gaming Weekly about. I'm willing to admit that that's probably going to come out in 2019. Absolutely not it either. VR is not a platform draw. So they don't have anything.
It's like Steam has been on top for so long, just printing cash for so long, that maybe now that all of these other stores are open, they're finally going to see a decline. And they're going to be like, oh, shit. We didn't think about this at all.
Well, the only ones who could have done it were the heavy hitters. So Blizzard, Activision Blizzard.
Is EA first? Origin?
Origin, technically, yeah. And I think they still even sell some of their games on there. It's really weird. Sort of piecemeal. I think it was like some of the older Mass Effects are still on there, but like Mass Effect 3 moving forward, I think I'll move to Origin if I remember correctly. It's been a while. It is becoming, even though it was first, it's becoming like Netflix. When you go, I want to watch a thing, and you go, all right. And then you go on Google and you go, where is this thing streaming? And you still don't know. And then it says like it's on Vudu, and you're like, what the fuck is Vudu? And then you're like, I'll just rent the damn thing from Redbox. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Right now, I'm not having a problem with having all the different launches on my desktop. Keep in mind that we all probably know exactly which person would have which game, and not everyone else does. But the thing that I'm concerned about is they roll this out. How long is it until we start paying subscription fees on every single one?
Oh, they'd love you to.
And we're getting less games. Like, that actually scares me and is almost inevitable. Like, the idea that I'm going to have to pay 5 subscription fees just to play video games. Like, oh no, I already have 3. Like, I don't want to do more of that.
They're probably looking at Microsoft and Sony being like, they're getting away with it.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
why not us?
Origin has a similar thing. Ubisoft announced a similar thing in E3 that are tiered. So I'm okay with it as long as I can buy the games in the thing for free. But as soon as I have to start paying something to get the thing at all,
which
I can see happening, because then I'm like, oh no, I guess I hope physical games stay around. I'll just stop buying stuff again like, in a store.
Well, I've always liked good old games for that reason. Is that you buy it? They do have a client now, a super thin client called GOG Galaxy. But yeah, you download it and then you just get the folder with an executable. And if you want to put it on a thumb drive or a CD, whatever, that's your backup.
CD.
Yeah, spit out your bindle.
Yeah,
write Unsharpie on there.
That was one of the Black Friday sales. They're like a bindle of CD-ROMs for sale for like $7.99. I'm like, what would you?
That's expensive for a sale.
I remember I used to get excited about that. You go to like Memorex's website or whatever.
So much anime.
You're like, the music I will have.
My PC doesn't even have a disc drive.
Yeah,
like, what am I?
Mine does. It's just unplugged because I have stickers all over the facade. So if I take it out, they're just going to be a big empty square there. So I have to leave it.
Not worth it.
But yeah, there's no wires connecting it.
You made a good point though, and we've seen this happen so many times with so many other companies is you're on top for so long, you forget that someone is gunning for you, whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us thought it was going to be Epic. That it makes the most sense.
Look, Unreal.
Yeah, no, the Unreal Engine is still, I think, the most popular game engine out there. They've done a great job with that. But no one thought Fortnite would be their, system seller, where it's like, hey, you want Fortnite? Get our launcher. They gave a giant middle finger to Android. I'm not sure if they did to Apple. I forget.
What do you mean? Like Fortnite's not out on Android yet?
No, it is, but it's a like unassigned APK or whatever. You have to go you have to allow third-party applications to be installed on Android, which is how people usually download illegal apps.
Yeah.
And they're like, because they said, no, we don't want to give Google that cut. You install the APK and then you sign into our store our way. I did it because I was testing out the Razer phone. I'm like, I just want to see how this plays. And I signed into my Epic account, and on PlayStation, I had all my stuff from PC carry over.
Yeah.
I was like, that's actually pretty cool. I feel weird that I had the weird way I had to go around getting it, but I don't know. This was in the making for a while, and that was one of the first big signs that Epic's going to make a huge play soon.
I can't see Epic doing it, making Fortnite an exclusive though. I see that, but I can't see them pulling Fortnite in a way that's you can only play it on PC if you have the Epic Games store.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll ever make anyone pay for Battle Royale mode. I don't think they're going to
not at
change
all.
that or anything.
Not at all. No, I'm saying, but this is what drug dealers do. Have you ever had a drug dealer? They go, here's the first one, it's free, and it's Fortnite, and you go, I want some more, and they're like, yeah, but you're in. Now I got you.
I'm trying to think of I know Darksiders 3 is on Unreal. I don't know what Just Cause is running on. It's
their own
Unreal.
engine.
Yeah, I don't think it would be Unreal. I don't think Unreal could handle that.
It's the strangest games are on Unreal, like Dragon Ball's Fighters.
Oh yeah,
Fighter Z.
Mm-hmm.
Fighters, just
Octopath
Fighters.
Traveler.
Really?
Yeah.
It's on Unreal. Really?
The new Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Yeah,
that's
Unreal.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's hard to argue against it. Epic did what a lot of other companies tried to do. Like id Software was in the game for a while. Valve tried with Source, and a couple of developers took them up on it. But they just have the support network and the dev tools and tutorial videos, and just the bed of information is there.
I know they actively basically encourage dev support, and one of the conflicts between PUBG Core and Epic was that they weren't accepting support. Epic was like, we want to help you make PUBG better. And they were like, we don't need your help. And you're like, but we want to help you. You're running our software. Let us help you. And they wouldn't. And that was an issue between the two of them, as PUBG was like, we don't need your help. Our game is perfect.
So there can be...
It's still buggy.
I don't want to care. There is an issue in game development where if a company gets helped too much, then they don't have the development knowledge in-house to support it. And that can be a problem if you say Disney contracts out a portion of a game to a developer. They can then turn it back and hold that game for ransom because they have all the information to support it, and Disney does not.
It's the same reason you don't feed wild animals. They'll forget how to hunt and die.
Exactly. We'll get to that in a minute.
I was going to say it's why you don't build a PC for a loved one.
Oh, because you're supporting
that
it for the
doesn't
rest
live
of your
with
life.
you. So
So
the weekly phone calls from mom or dad are like, so what's this boot loop thing? And you're like,
oh boy, no. How did you do that?
What's a kernel panic? You're like, no, why'd you do that?
Well, and that way, part of the skill of building computers for other people is setting it up so they can't break it. I learned a while that you make a guest account for your parents and you lock down all privileges. So if they want to install a fucking Bonsai Buddy, they have to ask you first, and you say no.
The lady who built my PC came to my apartment recently and just was like, let me check on your PC. I'm just like, what have you done? It's like, I don't know. Nothing.
Boy. 5 clippies walk out.
There was I had multiple things running, double of the same thing.
No
It's
Clippy.
insane.
Yeah.
You want to look up some porn? No Clippy.
No, Clippy. Please stop Clippy. Please.
I love Clippy.
Leave me alone, Clippy.
So there's some other interesting angles on the Epic Games Store. Tim Sweeney did a Q&A with Game Informer. They have a supported creator program that they're currently operating through Fortnite that they're going to extend to the rest of the network. It's basically a revenue share thing. This is Mr. Sweeney talking. Creators can earn a share of revenue from each attributable sale, either by link or manual creator tag entry like in Fortnite. Developers set the rate of revenue share, and Epic pays the first 5% for the first 24 months. Developers get immediate access to thousands of creators who can promote their titles with no friction, and they can automatically give creators free access to their games if they choose so. So that is, I don't know if any other online marketplaces have creator tools built in. Like Steam has streaming, and like Microsoft has Mixer and things like that you can use to promote a game. But as far as I know, I'm probably very wrong about this, but anecdotally, I feel like this is the first time that an online store also gives you tools to reach out to do organic marketing like that. And they'll even chip in some money towards it, 5%, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like I said, Fortnite is what gets everyone to install. It's the Trojan horse. It gets you to
It's the
install
Half-Life.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Counter-Strike
Well,
Source.
it was kind of, that's the piece of history everyone forgets. Everyone hated Steam.
They hated it.
When Half-Life
Did they?
when Half-Life
Yeah.
2 came out, you needed Steam. And
like
everyone was like, what is this garbage? And they're
Wow.
like, you must please use Steam to sign in. Everyone's like, no. And they're like, you want to play Counter-Strike Source? You need Steam. And
I
then
know Counter-Strike is the reason I got Steam for the first time.
yeah,
Yeah, you needed it.
Yeah.
There were like GIFs of like the Steam logo, like
going up a
pounding a
dude's
dude in the
ass.
ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Wow.
I want to install it off my 3 CDs, and that's how games should be forever.
Well, they didn't want to be
don't
forced to
remember
patch
that.
and everything.
Fast forward to the Steam sale circa 2011,
Yeah.
and you could not remember a time where you had anything other than Steam because you're like, wait, I can get Torchlight for $2? Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
And then you
wanna
never
play
look.
it? Nah.
Yeah, you never look back.
And then trading cards and like
I
all
mean,
the metagame stuff.
By choice, I would download a game via browser from the website directly. Like by choice, if I could, I would always do that. I would go to Minecraft.com and I would download
Yeah,
Minecraft.
other than
Minecraft is
Minecraft,
one of the rare ones.
yeah. Who else?
Slender, you could do it with. There are like a lot of indie
yeah,
games
you're
you can do
right.
it with.
Sure. I don't know, but say you wanted to play like Call of Duty.
Oh no, that's
You're gonna go to Activision.com and go to the
you go
download
to the
page.
BattleNet launcher. Yeah.
Well, no, now you do, but back when
Yeah.
You know,
Ideally, I would have
Minecraft
gone
was,
callofduty.com and been like, download. I feel like it just makes so much sense to do it that way.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
that's got to be a virus.
that's one of
Yeah,
the
you're right. You're right.
other small features from the Epic Game Store. No DRM. We do not have any store-wide DRM. Developers are free to choose their own DRM solutions if they choose. No achievement system at launch, but they're working on those features. And no mechanic to sell or trade used games. So pretty standard stuff.
Cool with it.
For me, kind of to what you were saying, when it comes to like downloading, installing, and organizing games on your PC, yeah, I would prefer to download an installer, install it, and then let the OS at the OS level manage that stuff. Because Steam does not play with Windows because Gaben has some fucking hatred of Windows 10 and actually Windows 7. I don't know what it is, but like it wouldn't register with the start menu. It didn't do tiles. They still do like Windows 98 icons when you make shortcuts and stuff.
Also, I have 3 Steam accounts that I have access to now with the press one here as well.
Brag about it.
And
This is more like XP. Sorry,
this
not
is bad. But I have to, sometimes I'll go to launch something and I'll have to log into a different account and be like, I don't remember which fucking account this game is tied to. Like, I don't know what you want from me. Like, it's so much to manage after a while.
It becomes
Even
somewhat
swapping between
complicated.
accounts isn't fun because it doesn't have like a,
Yeah, you gotta log out and back in
Yeah,
every time. You
yeah.
you can't authorize multiple accounts to a single
yeah, like
computer.
Gmail does. It would be great if you could.
That would be great.
Mm.
Damn it. You can library share, which I gotta admit is a pretty cool feature Steam has.
The
but-
streaming's kind of cool. You can stream from another computer. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool, but it reminds me a lot of iTunes.
Yeah,
where-
yeah.
When you first had iTunes, you needed it for your iPod, and it was like, okay, are you listening to music? And then just after update, it just became this big bloated thing. You're like, what? This thing used to be 32 megabytes, and now it's 4 gigs.
Yeah.
Like, it's just eating all my RAM or everything. It's just slowing down every system process. That's what Steam is becoming, where I'm like, my system locks up because I'm like, Steam, this 32-bit app is just not doing what it needs to. And I'm not saying it would be fixed if it was a 64-bit app, but it's still a 32-bit app in the year of our Lord, 2018, soon to be 2019. And Steam developers have come out and said, it's fine, it's 32 bits. But I'm like, part of me questions, would it just be a little faster if you optimized it for what everyone's using, a 64-bit system?
Yeah.
I do wish, I mean, I think it being 32 is not you're not wrong.
It doesn't have to be. I know.
It shouldn't have to be, I think is the right answer. Like
Yeah.
for what Steam does, it shouldn't need anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that you could almost in a modular way say, I don't want big picture to load. I don't want VR. I don't want friends lists.
Mm-hmm.
I just want a list of games. And I know that takes power away from Steam. The whole point is that they have a storefront that they can give out promotions as favors to and
Mm-hmm.
curate that experience and curate what you're fed. That gives them marketing power, which gives them money. Man, I wish Steam was just a list of games.
Mm-hmm.
Better yet, I wish Steam would let me, without having to resort to another third-party app to create start menus and tiles and stuff, let me, because you can create shortcuts, but then that's just a Steam launcher.
Steam Lite would be nice. That
Yeah.
didn't have trading cards, didn't have the insane friends list or all the just all the stuff that when you click library goes like loading, and whereas things like God Galaxy and Origin actually are snappy and they work fast and they feel like they're modern applications.
Get out of the way.
But that's only because there isn't the library there, right? Like your Steam is clogged because you have access to thousands of games.
Maybe.
Not really.
Maybe I don't know. I mean, they're all it's just words.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
Yeah, that's all
potentially.
they are,
You're just
right?
reading a database and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I guess, yeah,
You're not wrong. I guess there can be a large database to manage,
yeah.
but I mean, the way to get around that is to not have game launchers running through that database. Like God Galaxy, it installs an executable, and then that runs separate from the launcher. So you don't need the launcher running or authenticating to do it. I get that a lot of developers are antsy about DRM, but I really like the approach Epic is taking, which is if you're paranoid about it, you can distribute whatever DRM
Sure.
you want, but we won't have that layer on top of it. It does make sense, though, like 10 years ago for Valve to provide that service for developers, because I feel like Steam DRM, it was pretty good. It wasn't
pretty
as intrusive as other stuff.
It's mostly invisible.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part. Is everyone's like, I hate DRM. DRM's the devil. Blah blah. But I love Steam. Like Steam is DRM. It just works really well.
friendly.
Yeah,
DRM,
it's just
yeah.
hidden.
Yeah, it's like sound design in a movie. You only notice it when it's bad.
Or it's Interstellar.
Yeah, or make sure
It's those two. It's
Make sure,
Interstellar
like,
or it's
What did
bad.
Makes your
Interstellar do?
crotch
That was
tingle.
There's-
the
There's-
music and stuff.
Yeah, but there's also parts in Interstellar where it's the audio mixing is intentionally really weird.
Oh, I mean, anytime Michael Caine talks, yeah, subtitles, please. You go. Oh, must you go to the far to the
But
west?
they have like explosions happening, but then they didn't really up the dialogue because they're like, you wouldn't be able to hear it. There's an explosion. You're like, all right, if that's a choice that you made
It's realistic.
Chris
that
Nolan,
I'm cool with.
Chris Nolan likes weird sounding things. I've
Yeah.
learned that from The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Bane.
This is voice. Okay.
Oh, and
For
Tom
you.
Hardy's he's like, so I'm doing this voice. It's like a boxer from the old 20s. He's like, perfect, love it, do it.
No one was like, but why?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta admit, it's stuck.
No,
Like,
exactly.
very
No,
memorable
he-
character.
That is true.
I give him that credit. Bruce always talks about this, but it's like he intentionally will get weird sounding stuff so that you remember it.
Yeah. I mean, that's marketing in itself. It's like
Yeah.
everyone still parodies Bane. Look at us talking about Bane here for no reason in a Steam segment.
Very,
I mean,
very memorable
Talking
though.
about sound design, dude. That trailer for Dunkirk made me terrified
that
just
man
because
was
of the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
The bombers
trailer's
coming in?
really good.
Blah.
Yeah, I remember people being
Good
like,
film.
"I don't get it. What is it?" And I'm like,
I-
"World War II.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. It's fear."
Where do the aliens show up?
But
I wanted to say this conversation's kind of making me nervous.
About what?
Like 2 years ago, I basically officially stopped buying physical copies of games because it's annoying. and now I'm like, did I fuck up? Are we super close to a future where it's gonna cost me more money to get every single game, or we're gonna lose all of them? Like,
That's a great question, Lana. We'll deal with that in just a minute. Sorry.
no,
First,
get me out of this hell.
first we have to address something else worth preserving: your dental health.
Ooh, I like dental health.
Yes, this podcast is sponsored by Quip, who sells. They're basically like cool millennial electric toothbrushes. You might be used to those big bulky ones from the '80s that use like 3 D-cell batteries and sound like a diesel engine. No more. Quip is it's a self-contained electronic toothbrush. It has a nice little buzzer motor in it. It actually operates on a timer, so they make sure that if you go by the buzzes, you'll brush for a full 2 minutes, which is what dentists recommend. And it doesn't require a clunky charger, so it doesn't take up a lot of space in your bathroom. It even has a little suction cup or a little adhesive strips. You can just stick it right to your mirror, so it doesn't take up any space at all. They're also a brush heads by mail service. You can get refills through the mail to make sure that you always have fresh brush heads on the dentist recommended 3-month schedule. For me, I have found that I enjoy brushing to a rhythm. It's oddly satisfying because I don't have to like consciously think about when to switch sides or anything like that. I just sort of let my mind go while I experience the sensual sonic vibrations, and then I'm done when it tells me to. Also, revolutionized my brush game because Quip said you're not supposed to rinse your mouth out with water after brushing. You just brush, you spit, and then you let the fluoride do its work. I always rinsed before. Quip has got me onto some new shit. So starting at $25, you can go to getquip.com/dude and get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electronic toothbrush. That's getquip.com/dude for a first refill pack for free for $25. Thank you, Quip, for the sponsorship. All right, Alana, to what you were saying.
No, get me out of it.
I don't know if you want to push it on my
Anxiety.
phone. Omar. I've been shooting the BTS video.
I think if you show it
Oh,
over.
nice. You already started.
But Google, since I'm recording on my phone, Google put this together. Wait, there we go. I don't know. They basically made a video
Come on,
for me
directly
already.
into the way.
Oh, fuck.
So it's already done. There's a
Oh.
toilet. And then Matt with the toilet. It's
I don't like that
Oh,
cut.
The memories thing.
That was a bad cut. No, it cut from a toilet to coffee, which is
Yeah.
brown. Don't do
it was
that.
weird.
Whatever, man. AI is going to be making all our videos soon. When is it
Apparently.
gonna put a
Have
Peppa
you been
Pig
shooting
clip in
that on
there?
that phone?
Yeah.
Wow, that looks good.
It looks really good.
Adam's
Yeah.
a videographer.
No, I'm not. Anyway, it's coming along.
Have you seen the
no.
new DJI, Adam?
Say again.
The new DJI handheld thing?
Is that the Sony camera?
No, the
you guys-
little gimbals.
Oh,
little
no.
mobile
What's new about them?
There's a new little mobile one I think you'd really like. It fits
Okay.
in your pocket and it's a gimbal. It's got its own little camera
Whoa.
and a screen.
Is it
I
made in
love
China?
rockets in your pocket. Sorry, what?
Is it made in China?
Everything's made in China.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Hopefully
mean,
it breaks.
everything. I think everything you're wearing right now is made in China.
Probably.
That your hair is basically made by China.
Yeah.
I think these shoes were made in America. I could be wrong.
What shoes are they?
Probably
Let me
wrong.
check.
Pumas? No, actually, they're probably China.
Most
Made in
things are
China.
Yeah, there you go.
Attaboy, China.
There was sorry, completely unrelated. So I don't want to get too much topic.
That's fine.
man.
There
It's
was
a
a
podcast.
there was a movie film recently. It looks garbage, but it's like a Sony movie. They shot with Sony cameras that were mirrorless, which is kind of cool.
Huh.
So they're just full frame cameras. They're just shooting. We're getting rid of mirrors.
Wow.
So it's getting there. Oh, thank you. Oh, wait. God,
Yeah,
drones look awesome.
Oh, hey, I landed on one of these for Google Trends.
Oh, wow,
I was looking
that's
up drones and
not even-
Oh my God, that's expensive.
That looks cool.
No, I was thinking it's not even that expensive for what it is.
The one we bought was like $100.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
those ones don't have. This has its own camera
Guys, there's
and its
there's
own screen.
jitter
And it's
removal in
4K?
Premiere. That's all you need. You just upload it to YouTube and then you say de-jitter my video.
No, that does not work.
Also, don't say that.
I think they stopped
De-jitter my
asking.
video.
How does that thing work though? Omar? So your phone.
You only have to hook up your phone if you want to stream to like Instagram.
Oh,
It is its own little
okay.
video camera, and then you can upload to your phone, or you can use your phone
I
to
see.
stream from it.
That's
Okay.
cool.
well. Next step is convincing Bruce to buy me a new toy.
I'm sure he'll
He'll jump at it, right?
Can't wait.
$350.
Well, I was
Thing
You
thinking
want to
about
spend money for nothing? Great.
we have that BTS coming, and I wanted to do one for pumpkin carving, but didn't end up happening. I was thinking about
Still
doing
time.
a gingerbread house making one.
That's a
This
great
month.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We just need a large table.
gonna burn our
we could probably
hands.
do it here.
you can do that.
We just make a little gingerbread.
I'd
Sure.
live stream that.
yeah.
Throw down some
thought
wax
that
paper?
might be fun. I'll look into it.
No, sorry. You're afraid of a future where
Yeah.
No,
Well,
don't bring
everything's
it back.
digital.
We thought we got out of it.
No,
and
we're in
I'm
it.
scared.
No, I love talking about it because it's not as bleak as you think. In the sense, so I am of the opinion, actually, I have lived through the fact that even having a physical copy doesn't guarantee you access to that thing forever. If your VHS collection is not very accessible nowadays, because we all have it, right?
I got one in my closet.
The thing is, like, technology both invalidates old ways to play, but opens up new ones. So yeah, you're paying money to Steam to license the right to play a game for the duration of Steam as long as that service exists. That's kind of the case with everything.
I just don't want to lose video games.
You don't have them in the first place.
you
That's the
won't.
problem.
Think I would actually.
But there's
to-
always emulators, and,
Yeah.
and if enough time goes by,
Well, like my N64 still works, and I still have all my games for that, and I value it a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, nerd.
I mean, an entire N64 library can sit on, an Apple Watch. It's like, it's so small. It can fit anywhere. I to Lawrence's point, I think internet and cloud storage and everything has actually made preservation better. I think we're actually able, as opposed to, let's rewind 100 years ago. You shot something on film. If you didn't store it in a cave in Romania, there's a good chance that film's just going to go away forever. That was a whole story about.
Gotta get them Romanian caves.
No, I'm not kidding. There's like a salt mine in Romania where they found some footage of Event Horizon
Wow.
because that's where they would store film because it's apparently very dry and that's a good way to keep film preserved. And so they kept talking about this like director's cut of Event Horizon. For those who haven't seen Event Horizon, you should watch Event Horizon. It's
It doesn't hold up.
it does not hold up, not at all.
I saw it a couple years ago.
It's okay.
I was entertained. It's a polydub movie.
Yeah.
Which
From
is-
the director of Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
and before he did Mortal Kombat and Alien vs. Predator. So mostly trash, but he's got great taste in woman. Mia Djokovic, that's his
Yeah.
wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is good taste in woman.
She marries her directors a lot. She married Luc Besson for a minute.
When she was 13, yeah, she didn't have much of a choice.
He was French.
Regardless, sorry, I'm getting off topic. But point is, he kept talking about how they had to cut out some like really extreme violent parts where they keep doing flashes of hell, and they found it in a Romanian salt mine.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Because it's like he was like, I don't know what happened to the footage.
It sounds like the plot of a new Doom game.
Oh yeah.
We found it in Romanian salt mines.
That's kind of what Doom was about.
But I mean that's
pretty much,
I
right?
would play Doom again with like I'm totally sidetracking. Doom 2016 has fucking awesome lore. Like there's a whole story behind that game I didn't even notice the first time.
You just got to read it all.
Yeah, it's mostly at the end of the game when you go back to hell and you learn about the Wraith and the Praetor. No, what were they called? The Knights Sentinel. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think the
They're
idea
the ones who
is,
protected the Doom guy.
well, you were one of the Knights Sentinel, I think, and you were tricked by the demons to betray your because hell is not hell; it is another reality that was invaded by hell, and they conquered it. So
what?
yeah, the hell you go to in Doom 2016 was invaded by demons and turned into that.
Oh.
So you see all these
It
temples.
was like terraformed.
Yeah, you see all these temples of like another civilization, and that civilization fell because I think you were tricked into fucking everybody. So now you're out to kill all the demons because they made you accidentally wipe out your entire civilization.
It sounds like
I didn't
fan
realize it was that
fiction, but I
intense.
know it's not.
It's so good. That's
I
why
like
he's so
it.
mad.
I like it.
I don't know. Sorry, I was just saying.
Let's talk about Doom.
It's a double-edged sword because yes, on one hand, there are things that we can now preserve, but then on the other hand,
Corporations control the preservation rather than you individually.
yeah, exactly.
That's
So
the part that stresses
if
me
there's
out.
a YouTube video that you're like, I love that video, what happened to it? Got taken down, and it just keeps getting struck everywhere, and you don't have a I don't know. I think having a repository or some sort of like an archive.org is really important, just for the preservation of our society.
Thankfully, there is a video game preservation organization as
There are a
well,
few.
so those exist.
And they're doing
Also,
very good
Lawrence,
work.
this is such a good segue into the next topic.
I don't remember what it is.
Talking about censorship stuff.
I
This is the perfect spot.
I
to
booted
do.
it. Bruce isn't on. I was gonna have him read. Damn it! I'm bummed. I
We can
found.
still talk about the topic.
Yeah, there's the animals one. No,
Animals are
Tumblr.
being censored.
Tumblr's kicking all the porn off, which
Oh, yeah, I saw Kip post some like weird.
I've been
like-
trying to figure that out. All I can figure is that Tumblr's making no money. They found an investor and one investor that said, "Okay, we'll give you money. You got to clean up your service."
No, it's that they got taken off the App Store.
Oh.
Yeah,
Huh.
they got
Wasn't the
taken
whole
off the
thing
App Store
about
because
kiddie
of
porn?
child porn.
Ew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is the nuance to this that everyone's forgetting to talk about. Is like by taking all of this stuff off of Tumblr, it's like hurt a lot of people, and honestly, it's probably like hurt the LGBTQ community. A lot of
Yeah.
people feel safe there.
I shed a tear because I don't remember when it was, but Tumblr was one of the first times when I realized that women have sex drives too.
Yeah.
And like they congregate in places where they can safely talk about what they like.
Yeah.
And Tumblr was it. It was just a bunch of supernatural
like
kids.
I guess feel like they can be themselves on Tumblr, which is really cool. But child porn is a very, very, very big problem that I feel like when everyone talks about this, you got to be like, but also this is because of child porn.
Yeah, okay.
The sexual exploitation of children. And Tumblr did a really bad job of moderating it. Basically, like they flagged posts that have like anything to do with being gay, or like some random fan art of a Bulbasaur got flagged. The system's terrible right now. Like I'm hoping they refine it, but it happened because of child porn.
What happened with Reddit? Where they got rid of
Yeah, they had to police.
They got rid of a fat shaming subreddit and it caused a big uproar. And then they got rid of the like legal teens, or I think they called it jailbait. That was the big story. And it was sort of like, is that a hill you want to die on? For someone to be like, they took away my jailbait. I wanted to look at pictures of underage girls. They weren't nude. You're like,
Yeah.
Just FYI, be careful about banging on the table. Ooh, yeah, you can air
Sorry.
pound.
Got it.
I was playing a character.
No, I get it,
I, Adam Kovic, Your Honor, have no problem shutting down Reddits or communities that encourage the use of childlike pornography. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing with Tumblr
I like
is,
MILFs.
Adam, I'm sharing a doc with you. We'll do Adam reads.
The thing with Tumblr is a lot of the child porn is shared by the children, which is a really hard thing to moderate.
Oh.
So it's like a lot of it's not, but then a lot of it is. It's like
Kids, you got to decentralize.
14-year-old girls posting,
Ooh.
and you're like,
Oh, I see.
this is bad. This is not a
DM,
good thing.
Just group DMs. No one knows about it.
Snapchat? No, wait,
Yeah,
they had a
Snapchat's gone.
data
Fuck that.
issue.
No, I think group DMs on Twitter is where people are being driven to ground.
You never sent any underage nudity of yourself when you were young, right?
I didn't have the ability.
I guess think I did,
I
but
got a digital camera when I was in college, and then the dick pics started flowing.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I just did it for the thing.
Well, because the realization is that it just struck me because I don't have these thoughts when I'm alone. Child pornography probably is mostly coming from the children.
I think on Tumblr it is.
Yeah.
I didn't think about
That's
that.
still
It's
child porn.
And it's
No, it
still
absolutely
bad. It's still
is.
contributing to something extremely negative. It's
Yeah.
like Tumblr did a really bad job of the way that they've handled it. But every time I see someone talk about it, I want to be like, remember the source is child porn. Remember, that's why this is happening.
Child porn, never forget. That will be a new shirt appearing in the Rooster Teeth store. It's called, anytime I see the word CP, I always think,
It really bothers me.
like
'Cause
capture point?
in-
Well, like TikTok has got an issue with that too, right? Of like 14-year-olds
really?
doing like sexy music video dances where they're
I
like,
wouldn't
taking
know
off
because I'm an adult and I don't use TikTok.
I don't know. Ask Bruce.
I've
Wait, no one here uses TikTok, right?
Yeah. But
I've seen videos of like reaction videos to TikTok where some dude's like watching and he's got his hand on the tab like ready, and then there's like a 14-year-old dancing. He's like, "Fuck me, no," and then she like starts this and he's like, "No." So yeah, it can be an
Just
issue.
stay off of it.
It can
Get
be
out
an
of
issue.
there.
But Pokemon levels in Pokemon Go
Oh yeah.
is CP, and I guess like no one else spends time on 4chan because I'll always be like, "Don't call it combat power. Can we call it combat power? Please call it combat power." Because I'm always like, "God,
Oh
no,
yeah, in
shit."
Marvel Puzzle Quest, it's command points.
Yeah, you said that in front of me. I
Yeah.
think James.
But I
asked me
never,
to-
I never say I need to get CP.
Just command with a K then. KP. That's easy. All right, Adam, pull up that
Yeah,
doc.
I'll be reading Bruce's lines.
Yes, you will. So, sadly, Bruce is indisposed at the moment, but I thought it was fitting to pay homage to one of the greatest parts of Tumblr. I found there's a poster called the Cybersmith.
Oh.
You know,
Who
what?
is
If
the-
we looked, we could probably find like some weird Funhouse fanfic
Oh, yeah.
still on Tumblr.
No, we
No, I
found
did.
it. People
That-
got mad at us for
Why?
reading it.
Why?
It wasn't for us.
Oh,
Yeah, that.
interesting.
Well,
wow,
so-
that's a dynamic I would not have predicted.
Let me tell you, I thought that. Brief sidebar, and I kind of get it because it's like somebody kicking over a rock and pointing and laughing at you. It wasn't meant to be mocking. More, you would think that if somebody decides to take your name and likeness and personality and do whatever they want with it, that's a two-way street, that you're then allowed to take it back and say, I'm going to read this.
Yeah.
But no, that's like in people's mind palaces. Like you're not allowed in there, even
Wow.
though they kind of put you in there.
I did not know that.
I kind of get it to a degree. I get the emotional side of it. It's not very logical, but I get it.
When a community forms around a
Wow.
thing, you no longer own the thing as the creator or even as
Yeah.
the person.
And that includes yourself as a persona. That's not yours.
I've
anymore.
made my peace with that, and I just tag users now if they do something that upsets me.
The weird community that like photoshops my face onto porn stars definitely wants me to be there. They 100% want me to sit there. They're like, she's probably reading. Like, they definitely want me to be
I
there.
got photoshopped on a porn star once. We found it in a
You
video.
look great.
I look good. I wish I had that much chest hair.
Yeah, it was like the perfect amount too.
It was good. Yeah. I mean, I have none. I like just physically do not grow chest hair. That's my problem.
Yeah.
That
get some
almost seems
transplants.
convenient because then you don't have to worry about like shaving.
Just likes
you.
it.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah, I
appreciate
didn't-
that, Emma.
Haven't updated the graphics, so yeah. I'll start off. This is a bit of a back and forth. This was a Tumblr comment chain.
Yeah.
So I'll start because prefacing this, it won't make sense to start, but this man's fixation will soon become clear as we go.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
Here's a
ready to
post
go.
on Tumblr. Me wearing a dog collar and leash, looking up at my man friend in his trench coat and fedora. Let's go out in public where you can walk me like I'm a dog in front of people who are visibly uncomfortable.
It's not a flipping fedora. It's a bowler hat.
Keep goobin', goober. A fedora is a fedora is a fedora.
Anyway, with regards to the original post, what would actually be wrong with that? There's no mention of public nudity, nor of treating the human pet any way that would be considered strange for a dog. Should people be obliged to modify their behavior so that some irrationally prejudicial do not experience discomfort?
Irrationally prejudiced? Motherfucker, admit you have a pet play fetish. There's no shame in it on this website.
Okay, just please consider the following scenario. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is a rough one.
It's 5 to 10 years from now. You're sitting in a restaurant enjoying a lovely meal when I walk in, accompanied by my wife, my children, and my human pet, whose genitals are covered as it enters on all fours and is wearing underpants. That's a pretty picture.
Yeah,
If-
I'm feeling it.
Yeah,
Don't
somewhere.
stop.
Totally normal.
If my family and I then make an order of our own at the table next to you, in what way have we infringed upon your freedom? What rational basis do you have to demand that we leave our beloved pet at home? At home. Sorry. Heck it all. Let's consider a more extreme scenario. It's 5 to 10 years from now. You're sitting in a restaurant enjoying a lovely meal. When I walk in without my wife and children, for whatever reason, they haven't accompanied me, with my surgically modified human pet wearing a collar, being led in by its leash. My pet has been spayed, neutered, though you can't tell because its genitals, along with its boobies of it's a female, have been covered up. It has no vocal cords and it walks on all fours, not by choice, but because its toes have been removed along with the tendons and its ankles being severed. It may have also had its thumbs and the last 2 segments of each finger amputated, making it easier to care for, no fingernails to trim. Perhaps I've even humanely, perhaps I've even humanely removed its eyes, making it less independent. Even in this scenario, I haven't infringed upon your liberties. Irrationally prejudiced, it's precisely what you are. What the fuck was that?
That's some prime Tumblr right there.
Cool.
That dude is awesome, by the way. I did some reading on his page, and he's got a lot of very interesting ideas about Trump and mining rare minerals and fashion. He dresses like he's in the 1800s.
I'm sad.
Yeah? Well, listen, he wants to make it absolutely clear his surgically modified pet human is totally willing in these hypothetical scenarios for all of this to happen.
Okay, so in his defense, I agree that freedom's not being taken away by him showing up somewhere with a human pet. I agree with that.
I don't, actually.
You think freedoms are being taken away?
I think people have a right to enjoy predictable normalcy in a public setting, which is to say that, like...
People are annoyed by babies. People don't tend to like having dogs in a restaurant, whatever. Freedom is the word that gets me.
Well, yeah, it's the idea that I should be able to do whatever I want as long as it abides by the letter of the law and no one else is allowed to feel upset about that. But that's not true. Like that willingly ignores how humans work. If you walk into a restaurant, you're wearing nipple pasties, like people are going to be uncomfortable by that.
They'd have a private dress code though, in theory.
In theory.
Like individual establishments. Can you walk down the street? Yeah, you can walk down the street in a bikini. Like if you wanted to, you can walk around in underwear?
Probably.
I don't really know if you can. Would you be arrested for that?
I feel like technically yes, but you would still get hassled.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. For the longest time, I, being a hyper-core nerd, refused to believe that I had to alter my behaviors to fit into any like social constructs. Over time, I've grown to understand that that's a really selfish way to live. You do owe other people around you normal human behavior, hygiene, and the most basic of social courtesies, like being able to just talk normally.
I feel like saying like predictable human normalcy is a dangerous road because what does that mean and how specific can that get?
That's the thing. It can't
I'm not
be
trying to
quantified.
advocate for someone having that, whatever he has.
It swings very heavy one way or the other. It's either, for the longest time, people said, I don't want to see same-sex couples in the same place.
Yeah, that's true.
And your disgust with having a human, a modified human pet walking around is probably equal to that. We have made progressive steps as a society and move forward. We as gamers, as we rise up.
Gamers rise up.
I want to play my DS at full volume.
Probably the
and
same
the
for like trans people. Probably even still feel that way now, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
It's against predictable human normalcy for them to use a restroom.
Fair enough.
I do not have a horse in this race, so yeah, this guy's right. Maybe 10 years from now,
you get that scalpel on him.
It will be okay to have a human pet. Who am I to judge?
So yeah,
Weird
that's
about
fair.
the eye removal and the nail removal. Like
if
that's
it's something
where you like
that
bothered
other
me.
person wants, who am I to judge?
I kind of think same.
Yeah.
I think it should be. I think it's okay.
So I guess my takeaway, I'm not like I said, I have no opinion one way or the other. But it was something Aaron Ego Raptor said. I remember he said like, anytime you get upset by something else, ask yourself, like, look at yourself in the mirror and ask, like, why does this bother me? Why does this upset me? What's my hang up here? Doesn't have to be with the human pet thing. But like I said, there's been a lot of prejudice. We still have a lot of prejudice. And it's going to take a lot of inward introspection for people to basically go, why does this bother me? What's my problem? I don't know.
So what you're saying is human pets should be allowed in public.
When
as long as
I am
underwear
Lawrence's human pet, I want you guys to at least look in the mirror and go, what's wrong with me? As my
Why can't I be okay with this?
I don't look. Lawrence always brings this up. He feels like we're all going to be persecuted 50, 60 years from now for eating meat. It's a really good point. it's a really good point because things that are normal today might be completely demonized in the future.
I think it's
the way things are today.
Yeah, something that will become verboten, and I think people misunderstand what I mean by that.
No, I totally
I'm
understand.
basically writing a book about that, Adam. You know that. It's that literal concept. Is that like the James Gunn thing that you can do something 10 years ago and be punished for it 10 years later and not even know it was wrong at the time. Also terrifying.
You have to retroactively have been progressive the entire time.
Yeah. But think of the people who make cooking channels right now. Like Epic Mealtime might be
In jail.
No, well, I mean, like 100 years from now, they'll be looked at as like Hitler, or they're like, look at this bacon that they wasted. You know,
I do think that, well, maybe it remains to be seen how bad things get. But like, if global warming hits and we can't just burn through carbon anymore, I think that videos like that will be looked back upon as the era of waste that caused future people to suffer.
Yeah, I think it's sort of like what if Sodom and Gomorrah had a YouTube channel? That's what people are going to look at us 100, 200 years from now. And where people are like, yeah, I had a big haul. I went to Sears and I bought everything. And now I'm
recording it in your SUV as you drive home.
Yeah, now I'm opening it and I'm just throwing things. Or like when, people would buy an Xbox and break it or whatever. And it's like, look at the time of excess these people lived in. We can barely fit on this planet, and we're all cramped up, and there's barely any food to feed anyone. It's all lab grown. But look how good they had it, and they had no idea of the impending doom that was upon them.
I mean, yeah, that's already happening. It's like I think this is the first decade chunk of time where there are not enough houses to meet the demand. There is not enough supply versus demand for housing. So that's like I'm living in a studio apartment. That's why it's like it's so small. But
well, you're also in LA.
Right, but in LA,
if you're in
10
Ohio,
years ago,
probably easy to get a house.
houses would have been bigger. So it's like even then, like we're still getting smaller. Like I live in a building that would have the rooms would have been bigger, but
just one good rapture. That's all I'm asking for.
A culling.
just one.
Just something.
That's what
No rapture. I want a Thanos like that.
Yeah.
No pain. Half people are gone. Housing prices go way down.
Kingsman, man. Like that is an empathetic villain these days. Just like there's too many people. But there aren't too many kitschy sweaters, which is Tipsy Elves has got her back there. Yes, this podcast is sponsored by Tipsy Elves. Deck the halls with one of Tipsy Elves' outrageous Christmas sweater designs. One of a kind, high quality, and very comfortable. Actually, that's one of the things that, so usually when something on the internet is like dumb and internet humor.
I actually want that one.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, thank you.
It might be a little large, but
I really like it.
usually when it's just like, it's just like a dumb print or an internet meme, it's not like
Good quality?
good.
Yeah.
Tipsy Elf stuff is actually made really well, and I don't say that for every sponsor, so hopefully it means something. But yeah, I got the from Tipsy Elf sponsors in the past. I actually still have a lot of the stuff I bought. Again, the American flag romper survived to fall off the roof and has some of my blood on it, and I am going to wear that for the rest of my life as long as it's still around. They also have interactive sweaters. So if you want to really make a splash, they have like a beer pong sweater that has all the cups on it, so people can throw balls at you and take shots. They have a drinking game dart board on the chest, so people can throw. It's just really people throwing things at you. But yeah, if you want like shockingly well-made and comfortable sweaters that have a little dash of flair to them, look at that little guy, little man.
They're very nice. They really are.
Very comfortable.
Go to tipsyelves.com and use our code DUDESOUP at checkout for 20% off your entire order, the entire website. So that's tipsyelves.com and use our code DUDESOUP at checkout for 20% off. So thank you, Tipsy Elves, for the sponsorship.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess going on to waste and not listening to people who know what they're talking about, I have to highlight a group here.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just talk out my ass. I listen to podcasts and I regurgitate that information.
Excellent.
What do you want to know about Heaven's Gate?
That makes you one of Lars's lads, just like the people we're about to feature.
Yes. Oh dear.
I saw it.
I've never seen that one.
Oh yeah.
Woman getting her purse stolen was great.
Wait, that was in there?
Yeah, that was the last one. So this is from the LAist, which is actually a pretty good LA one.
Story.
Yeah, I was talking about this yesterday. Headline is, people who aren't biologists are fighting with biologists about feeding wildlife in the Woolsey fire zone. So yeah, California just had all these fires. That leaves a lot of wildlife without habitats or food or water. Very sad. But here's an excerpt from the story. It's a violation of federal law to feed wild animals, but that's not stopping people from hiking into the burn zone and leaving hundreds of pounds of food, including hay, carrots, corn, and apples, even chocolate. National Park Service spokeswoman Kate, Kuykendall, boy, I hope I got that right, said, quote, putting chocolate out is really not a good idea, she said, adding that NPS rangers have raked up and collected more than 200 pounds of food that's been left out on park land. Park Service officials in the Santa Monica Mountains shared photos of some of the buckets of food and water they found in the park. Quote, we are urging the public to stop this practice because quite simply it harms wildlife, NPS officials posted on Facebook. The resulting comment thread was a case study in the impassioned division among nature lovers with non-experts weighing in their own beliefs about how to help animals after a devastating fire. Kuykendall said NPS officials joined the Facebook group in an effort to advise residents the risks involved in what they were doing, but members didn't want to hear it. Quote, once we started posting that what they were doing was against the law, they made a closed group. People are mad at us and think we don't care. It's very emotional.
Wow.
So actual authorities came and said, please don't do that. So they made a closed group and kept doing it and posting that you should come out and do it. So just so you guys know, this is actually very harmful to wildlife, believe it or not. If you give them a lot of free food, they don't eat it all. It starts to rot. Also, it disrupts like the patterns of it. If they don't learn how to forage in new areas or move on to places that have sustainable habitats, if they stay here because there's a lot of free food, they're just going to die because people won't keep putting out food.
It also just rots after a
It
while.
rots
It gets
and-
disgusting.
And when people put out hay, that creates like a mulch layer that causes a different kind of vegetation to grow in the area and can completely change the ecosystem of it. So yes,
I feel like maybe it's families trying to do something cute with their kids.
it's that. It's also a lot of people going out and posting saying, "Hey, go do this."
Yeah.
Like very incorrectly saying the park services have asked us to answer the call and go out and leave a lot of food. So yeah, it's a lot of people who want to feel good because they're helping cute furry animals, but not listening to the professionals that say stop it.
Yeah. It's an elevated form of selectivism, as you call it, where
Well, it's weird because they're actually
they're doing
something,
but they're actually doing something bad. It's kind of oddly reminds me of the Coney thing, where they're like, yeah, let's stop Coney, and people start doing graffiti on the side of buildings. Like, please don't do that.
2012, wasn't he like already dead or something?
No, he wasn't. There's a lot of weird misinformation there, but I guess John actually worked with that guy.
Coney?
the
Warlord?
warlord.
The guy who was who started the whole campaign.
Didn't that dude like shit on a car or something? The
He-
whole story
He
was
took like
incredible.
bath salts, right?
No,
I think so.
I'll show you guys a video. It's a pretty good one. The guy just got stressed out and started flipping out and doing stuff. But it's stuff like this where it feels good. It's sort of like recycling where
People
you
love
get that
feeling like they're a part of something.
you get a dopamine hit of like the animals need our help. They can't help themselves. Let's feed them. Not realizing not even 2 steps ahead of what you're doing could be even more harmful. But they go, how could it be more harmful? I'm giving them more food. It's like, but butterfly effect. You got to think like, what are your actions going to do? Think just a little bit ahead. They go, well, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to put some hot dogs out there, go home and play some golf.
The park services people said, if you want to help, just please donate. Like that money you're spending on food, just give it to us, and I promise you, we're the experts.
Yeah.
We'll know how to like help the animals the most.
Yeah.
But instead, no, they want to leave out a bunch of Trader Joe's chocolate and then drive home, and they're like Forerunner.
They did
insane.
not. Did they leave out chocolate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you read that part, but
Yeah, they had to. The park rangers had to go around and pick it all up.
dear God.
My favorite part, and what makes these truly the Lars lads, is that after being told by the professionals to stop,
They blocked
went to
them
their
or banned
own.
them.
Yeah, they started another conversation where they couldn't come and kept doing it. I love it. I love it.
I don't want to be told what I'm doing is wrong.
Speaking of, let's net hard. Coming up on the end of the podcast here. That's right. It turns green. Nothing says internet like green. All right. The returning champion is the whatever.
Aerodynamic.
Yes, the professional who compared. Oh dear. Oh, let's not scroll that far down.
Oh, what is that Mickey Mouse in the top right there?
Oh, that's
I feel like I've seen that somewhere.
yeah, that's a bear that was it's like an animatronic bear for a pizza chain. I've seen videos of like on Everything Is Terrible of that bear singing. So there are 2 versions of the Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, a flat-chested one for some reason, and then the appropriate version who has S-cup titties. God bless anime.
Nice.
So somebody then made 3D models of them and put them in a simulated
make it
wind
ASMR.
tunnel to see which version had less drag. Lo and behold, large-chested anime girls are more aerodynamic. We all knew this to be the case. But Now that information is locked and filed away for the human race to constantly relate to.
Yay.
And going up against that is a man who eats things that he puts on ice cream.
Okay.
That's the entire channel. He puts different things on ice cream and then eats it.
What's his most popular video?
So he's actually made the rounds on Reddit a couple of times lately. So I'm sure it's whatever one of those.
Watch out, Gus Johnson. He's coming for you.
Mayonnaise. Oh wait, he's just okay. So
He eats paper towel?
yeah, I didn't know about this. So I guess he just eats things, and he's lately shifted over to putting toppings on ice cream.
What do you think his poop looks like?
Well, I don't know if he swallows. Well, hold on. It's here. It's got that paper.
He probably doesn't eat much of it.
takes a big old chomp out of it.
Oh my god.
Not bad.
Okay.
He doesn't even speak.
I like his expression. They're like 10-second videos.
Yeah, you don't need to speak to eat things.
What else do we want to see? Well, bottled water. That's just gonna be water in a bottle. That's
Tuna
cheating.
on ice cream.
Ew.
Fritos on ice cream appears to be the most popular of the on ice cream
What's
series.
Fritos? Chips.
Oh yeah, they're like fried corn chips,
But if
which
you ever,
actually sounds really good. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, if you want to have the worst breath in the world, eat those things.
Yeah.
Those are corn
It's like
nuts.
corn nuts. Yeah. It's like fried corn is
Yeah.
It's got a really good setup. Like
table.
The same
yeah,
as,
but it's very
a really nice
clean.
table.
I think
It's
it's
sharp.
the same set as Unbox Therapy or whatever. Yeah. I mean, that might be sweet and salty. That's actually not a bad
I'm
mix.
into it. I would
Yeah.
like that.
I can deal with
And
that.
I like that he has like a slight reaction, so you can kind of get a review out of how he reacts to the
Ugh,
thing.
Marmite on ice cream. We don't need that. We don't need that. He's got a fresh pint every time. This guy's burning money.
What's the difference between Marmite and Vegemite?
Marmite's British.
Is it the same product though?
No,
Oh, okay.
What is
slightly
it
different
ma-
ingredients.
What is it made out? What is it supposed to taste like?
It's made out of basically like vegetables and stuff.
Yeah,
But it looks like
It
chocolate.
tastes like sin. Yeah.
It tastes like sodium.
Okay.
yeah.
It isn't it? It's
Reminded
like-
me of kind of like anchovies. Like it's really powerful and salty
Yeah.
and grimy
Okay, he
and
just
gritty.
nodded at that one too. Does he nod at all of them?
Everyone in Australia tells the way to eat Vegemite. They're like, you get a big piece of bread,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
put a lot of butter on it,
and a tiny bit of
and just
Vegemite.
a tiny little bit. And they're like,
It's good with cheese too, but that's the only way that I like it. Vegemite's terrible, but it's good for you.
is it?
Yeah,
Is it actually?
yeah.
Is it?
Yes, it is actually good for you.
That feels like the sort of thing somebody would say. Like it tastes so hard, like kombucha. There's not actually any information saying that it's good for you.
No,
but
it's like really high.
It tastes so bad, it has to be good for you.
yeah.
All right. Well, I got all my information.
Wait, what's going
Wait,
on
does
here?
he eat that spaghetti raw?
Ooh.
Or like
Somebody threw
uncooked?
Wait, spaghetti? Where is that?
Olive oil?
Right there at the top left.
Oh yeah. He probably just chomps it.
I've done that.
It's like eating a pencil.
Yeah.
Don't break it first. Don't-
Yeah. We've all been in a low situation.
Yeah. You ever just like eat a brick of ramen just straight?
I think
that
he
makes
always
my-
reacts the same
my
way.
face hurt.
Yeah, it's probably pretty pokey.
Yeah.
I want to know what's going on here. Why did somebody like wave their hand in front of the
I
camera?
don't know, like a dog ran by or something. Well,
Oh, watch
Oh.
it! Watch it! Oh, you almost lost that one.
yeah. He's like, you know what?
Oh,
Keep.
starts to take again, but
yeah.
they don't cut it.
Gotta have a clean tape. Oh, okay, all right.
But they
Wait,
didn't-
he has
but
a
they didn't-
production crew?
But they didn't cut it.
Look, he's wearing a microphone. Why is he wearing a microphone if he doesn't
It's
speak?
not plugged into anything.
I think you got to get the sound of the thing opening and all that.
ASMR food eating. It's pre-quartered. Smart. I thought he was just gonna shove the lemon on and then take a bite.
Oh boy.
Rather him.
Oh.
This is more ice cream on lemon. He's doing it as a shooter.
Interesting.
Okay. I'm convinced.
I'm not.
Durian?
I'm not.
That's more of a smell.
Well,
Baguette.
I guess, Alana, if you want to vote first, I guess it's, what, a three-way vote? Omar, do
Oh,
you
it'd
want
be
to
two-
vote?
Yeah,
I
I'm on.
absolutely want to vote
Actually,
on this
yeah,
one.
Alright.
Omar should get a vote.
Hey,
You're right.
Omar, you
You
know
go
what?
first, Omar.
Today's your day. You've been,
Oh, garbage bag on ice cream.
wait, what?
Garbage bag?
On ice cream.
You don't know where that's been.
All right, Adam, we'll lead with you. What do you
boy.
think? Aerodynamic, anime titties, or man eating things?
I want to go with the aerodynamic anime guy.
God bless.
Oh. Ah, he doesn't swallow that. There's no way.
All right, Omar. Omar in the booth. Who are you voting for?
I'm gonna vote for man eating that food.
All right,
That guy's awesome.
we got it tied.
I like that the catering shows up when you recommended.
I've been watching it a lot lately.
Good.
Catering show's so
Everyone watches the catering show. It's a brilliant Australian comedy.
good. It really is.
Don't disappoint me.
All down to you.
Don't disappoint me.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna go with man eating.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I prefer aerodynamic titties over eating garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going with man eating food because I think the idea that it is a 10 to 20-second video chunk of one very simple thing that people are consuming is very indicative of internet bullshit. I think it is.
It's pure.
Yeah, but it also just sort of, it's ultimately very, very shareable, extremely repeatable.
To me, it's evidence that all the other ideas are taken.
How many videos are there?
seems
You
like a
scrolled
lot.
for a long time.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think there's been a flurry of activity
I
lately.
like that he has it in people and blogs rather than in food.
Let's see.
Better than pets and animals.
It's true.
Where do you? Is it in about?
I think-
You have to do it in the search. You have to search
Oh
his
yeah,
channel.
it doesn't say anymore. You have to search for his channel.
There's some other way
Oh.
of doing it. I wouldn't worry about it.
I'm curious now.
I'm gonna give you a guess. 95.
Is it man eating? Oh.
308.
Hey, there's a playlist of 100 of them.
Yeah,
You
well,
just have it going on in the background.
Fuck everything.
Yeah, let's just replace Funhouse TV with that. Why don't we do that?
It's
But they're
that
each
or
10 seconds
RTAA. So
Let's see
Yeah,
what the very
it's been on
first
RTA
man
all
eating
day.
was. String cheese. All right.
I talked to programming about it, Omar. Apparently, there's a thing in the new system called a rescue clip. So if the playlist fails or something messes up, there's an emergency video that it cuts to. For whatever reason, it's at the RTAA.
And only that one? It's just going to repeat that 1 2-minute thing all day long?
The system is still being worked upon.
How's this Applesauce 1? Did he know that Applesauce was going to be a series when he uploaded this in July?
I respect that.
Also, the oldest upload is only like 4 months ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So he has
doing
done
great.
300 videos in 4 months.
Get him on Game of Thrones. He's English. He's already there.
Yeah, you're right.
We assume because he's got Marmite,
Yeah.
not Vegemite.
There's no other way.
You
The
can
world
get
is
Marmite in the US though, right?
There's only like 300
Wow.
foods in the world. He's going to run out soon.
True.
Yeah,
And that's a shame.
301
They'll
ever
find
since
different
they.
combinations. That's why he added ice cream.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
Okay.
if Taco Bell can make a Doritos shelled taco, we can figure this problem out.
Okay, I got a few announcements for you guys at the end of the show here. Drunk Gameplay is coming up this Friday, 2 p.m. Ish. It's always a scramble to make sure everything's working, but yeah, 2 p.m. ish. We'll be live in some form or fashion around then. Smash Brothers, Super Smashed Bros. I came up with because we were kind of talking about it internally. I always hate it when there's like a runaway problem of person who, I always want to tie like performing poorly with drinking, but that just makes like people that are drunk do worse and stuff like that. So I found the like way I'm going to do it is, I won't spoil it.
Okay.
I have a surprise mechanic, a Fox only, no items, final destination. Gotcha. That should level the playing field a little
Can't
bit.
wait.
Should be fun. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it.
This will be
you're
I'm gonna do
Lana's
it.
first
I
one.
stopped taking medication.
Thank you.
This is a-
Officially
thank you for
stopped
doing
today.
that.
These are increasingly weighing on my conscience as I actively destroy the health of
Because
my
I literally
coworkers.
had to have a phone call with my doctor to be like, listen, this is happening.
Oh, no.
Should I stop taking medication? She was like, no, absolutely not. But if you need to, do it 3 days beforehand. So I did not take meds today.
Need to do it.
Hell yeah.
Okay. well,
Alcohol is.
See how I go for the rest of the week.
I'm not promoting it. I just think it's funny.
Kind of Funny Games Showcase is this Saturday, December 8th, 10 a.m. Pacific, Twitch TV/Kind of Funny Games. I'm excited to watch that. I think it's really cool that they're branching out into that.
They got 16 announcements or something?
Yeah, and that's after the Game Awards. We're going to have a lot of new shit to talk about after this weekend.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Me too.
No Cyberpunk though. Sorry.
Cyberpunk.
Oh, did they say specifically they won't be a Game Awards?
How was it?
Yeah.
I assume that's why it wasn't in your Cyberwatch.
Oh,
They said, we won't be there.
that's fair. Well, that makes sense.
They got nothing to show until E3, so whatever.
And then off the back of that, Alana's been working on the Funhaus Awards for gaming, which I guess we don't really have a date yet, but
Date is tentatively the 19th, but it could change. But yeah, I've been putting a lot of time into it actually. I started like editing together packages and all that stuff. And it's going to be like I suspect about 2 hours, could be less depending on if it gets sold or not. But a half comedy, I think there are 6 serious categories we have.
okay.
But
No, the whole thing's very serious.
Very serious.
These are the first annual, what do we call it? Funhouse Awards? Funnies?
Funhouse, it's Funhouse Gaming Awards, but that's also a joke. The title is a bit also. So
Funhouse Gaming.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Grow
Funhaus
up.
Awards
Fun.
for gaming.
Oh, boy.
What? What?
Didn't catch that
stay
one.
tuned.
Yeah.
This is
stay tuned,
Alana, this
everybody.
is Alana's baby, not mine.
Yeah, I feel like I've written these scripts that have everyone involved that I'm just gonna have to be like, hey, are you cool with this? Because it's ridiculous.
We will dance.
Here's the thing: if it never comes out, you basically just made fan fiction. How does it make you feel?
Oh no,
Tumblr.
you guys aren't allowed to
Yeah.
read it. Don't read it. Get out of my mind palace.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a thing where I think it was at PAX. I printed off fan fiction, folded it into paper airplanes, and threw it out to the audience. And then if they got it, they had to get up on the mic and read the excerpt. And I found ones. There's a lot of like me and Joel. People were really into that back in the day.
Wow, I've seen some for Blaine and I, but it was mostly like, it was like relationship fan fiction.
Oh,
So
Not
it
like
was
Bill
like,
Self stuff?
and they went on a date, and it was really
that's
cute.
It's
It was
like
nice to
12-year-olds
read,
role-playing,
honestly. I was
yeah.
like, oh, this is sweet.
Yeah.
But it was very
Is
strange.
there like a dot? And it's like, and then the finger blasting began.
no finger blasting.
10
no.
more pages on this.
He formed his finger like a pistol and blasted her.
It was a happy time.
Bang, bang.
This,
None of
is
that.
my writing coming to life. Yeah.
I
Always ends with finger blasting.
my favorite.
It always ends in finger blasting. But why?
Begins and ends.
What
It's
could
cyclical.
possibly come after? Think about that. Nobody.
Not me.
Thank you for listening to Dude Soup this week. If you're watching live, we got the post show coming right up. Got an extra double thick helping of fan art because I completely forgot to source it last week. So
That's right.
Stay tuned for that. And if you're watching on YouTube or a podcast feed, appreciate your time. Really do. If you enjoyed the show, recommend it to a friend or leave a comment or just go on about your day and have a good one. I'm cool with that too. But thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
She starved to death because you didn't teach her how to hunt.
Eat a sandwich. Come on. Why is this my fault?
Well, you guys seem like you're gonna take GT or Red Dead Online in stride, provided it's similar to GTA Online.
I mean, if there's anybody we can trust with it, I think it's Rockstar, right? Because GTA Online was pretty well done.
Yeah.
Even original Red Dead Online was